Okay, look, I'm gonna be very straight up and honest with you right now. Xiao is just kind of mediocre. He's not really that amazing of a pull in terms of pull value. To be honest, nowadays he's kind of underwhelming. Xiao may going to dislike this video right now. Nevertheless, not a lot have changed between him from the last time he got rerun. So you guys might be confused why that is the case. So let's go for it very quickly. But before that, you know what's not underwhelming? Today's sponsor is Counter-Side. Counter-Side is an extremely popular mobile game on the market right now, and it's developed by Korean developer Studio Besai, and is really popular because it has one of the best 2D anime graphics. In fact, a lot of my friends actually actively play Counter-Side every single day, and they tell me it is a really good game. It is an RPG game where you become the CDO and you assign counters, soldiers, or even mechs to fight against enemies like monsters to protect the world. Using these units, you can implement various strategies that will assist you in battle, and the battle is actually done automatically, so it's rather easy to get into and it's actually really relaxing. Overall, Counter-Side is an excellent game, so be sure to check it out using the link in the description below. And again, thank you Counter-Side for sponsoring this video. To be honest, Xiao has always been mediocre and average in our book. We have never really rated him higher than 3 out of 5, which is still okay because if that's all you care about, then Xiao is still a okay character. You know, you can still play him and he will still function. But the thing about the game, not necessarily Xiao himself, is that as time goes on, more average than average characters come out. Those are characters like Ito, Ayato, and to some extent they are like slightly above average, but as the overall game power level shift around, those characters become more average than Xiao, which kind of mean that the overall spectrum Xiao value has been trending down, and nowadays I think he's closer to a 2.5, maybe even a 2 on the value rating compared to everything else. For example, surprising to a lot of people that Xiao can actually do quite decent against the Magu Genki, who has been in Abyss multiple times by now, because well, he can do those 2 tricks as well as maintain good amount of DPS uptime to take down Magu Genki. But what if you're fighting bosses that A is really hard to collision plunge on, and B just doesn't give you that much DPS uptime? And I'm talking about miHoYo's favorite type of boss, stalling bosses. Bosses like Golden Wolfhound just doesn't really give Xiao that much opportunity to attack because they spend 5 years in the air, flying around and pooping, and then coming down for 10 seconds for a quick DPS break. One of the things that has always been kind of true about Xiao is that he's pretty decent at doing AoE damage, especially against enemies that are not tightly grouped, but he was just okay to kind of meh at doing single target boss damage. Now he doesn't have that much trouble killing bosses because there are a couple of techniques that can make him really strong, like collision plunge. But the thing about Xiao is that in order for him to dish out good single target damage, he has to do those as well as be on the field for a long period of time, as his elemental burst does last about 15 seconds, as well as him having a rampage damage bonus buff passive. If we take a look at the latest boss introduced by miHoYo, the Rune Snakes in the chasm, you can see that this is also a stalling boss where it's just kind of hard for Xiao to deal with. And truly, they will not put this boss in Abyss, right? I mean, they put the Golden Wolf lore in Abyss, so God knows if they're gonna put this boss in Abyss. But aside from new character coming out and just being more mediocre than Xiao or more average, there are a couple other sad news that lead to Xiao decline and value as well. And one of these is that his brand new artifact set came out. Wait, how is it that he got a new artifact set but his value went down? Well, let me kind of explain. You see, the new 4-piece artifact set was not that good, especially compared to 2-piece Shimenawa and 2-piece Gladiator or 2-piece VV. While it does increase Xiao overall ceiling, and you can say it kind of raises his power level, when you also factor in the amount of resin investment you need for it to be competitively better, it honestly doesn't really raises his power level by that much. Now that's not a negative thing because it overall still increases his power level either on average or just on the ceiling. But what it does decrease or even kill is Xiao's hopes and dream. Let's be very honest here, even though they did specifically say that that artifact set was gonna be the Xiao special set and was made for Xiao, pretty much everybody can see that it was specifically tailored for Xiao and it was the only character that it worked on. But the thing here is that now that Xiao has his own artifact set that was not that good, it means that his chances of getting a new 4-piece artifact set that will actually improve his power level is pretty much non-existent. Just like Last Sinora mainstream of Last Sinora being a playable characters, that is pretty much. Overall, it does mean that Xiao power level has pretty much reached its potential ceiling for the near future, as he's not gonna get a brand new artifact set at all. Now there is a chance that they come out with Xiao support that Xiao player has been waiting a long time for, either a proper Xiao battery that's not sucrose or a proper Anemo shredder. Look, what if miHoYo, instead of coming out with a Xiao support, they come up with a brand new Anemo main DPS that power creeps Xiao instead? Now that surely is not possible, right? Surely, right? The thing that kind of retains Xiao value at the current moment is that he is the only Anemo main DPS dealer in the game. With him being Anemo on field, he can apply VV and Shred, which create jank Xiao team comp like Nash Xiao No, which is Xiao, Xiangling, Bennett, Xingqius. And for the people who are counting your Xiangling mention, there it is, as well as some other really jank team comp that also really work well, like Xiao Raiden. That is the actual thing, by the way. The saddest story about Xiao overall is that miHoYo ever create a Anemo main DPS damage dealer that is just superior than Xiao, then Xiao value would probably just fall off a cliff, as he is not really required anymore. Overall, it is not that Xiao got worse, but rather just he is reaching his potential, and there are many other great units to roll for at the same time. For example, Ito, who is also coming in the same patch, is a really amazing unit to roll for, especially if you have Goro that are Constellation 6 or Albedo. Otherwise, we are looking at character like Ayato, or a really strong character like Ayaka or Ganyu, who can usually output similar AoE performance as Xiao, unless the enemy is specifically really ungroupable, which doesn't really happen that often. If someone come to me and ask if Xiao is a great pull in terms of gameplay purpose, I'm afraid I have to say he is not that good, but he's okay, just not really that amazing, as there are much better character to pull for as described in this video, but also maybe eventually in the future if miHoYo decide to make another Anemo main DPS damage dealer. Surely, right? And now Xiao can finally disappear. Or what is that he say? Lament! But anyway, with that being said, as always, thanks for watching. Sorry if this is disappointing for the Xiao main, but I don't know how many people are actually planning on rolling for Xiao in this rerun, since he just got one not a long time ago. But with that being said, as always, don't forget to like and comment and subscribe. It helps a lot, and I'll see you guys all, I don't know, next time.